Hey, what's up everybody? Michael from RogueDeckBuilder.com here. We are playing with our Discard Devotion deck, and hopefully we get some good games going. We would like to be on the play. And this is a pretty, poor hand. I think I might keep because you do have a Scryland, and we have two ways of getting some early removal out, and so I think we can possibly make it. At least we have plenty of land to start playing everything from the top of our deck. This could be a bad choice, but I think I'm going to keep it. If we didn't have the Scryland, I'd probably ship it, but our opponent does mulligan to 6. Let's see if he goes to 5. Does not go to 5. Of course, we're going to start with the Scryland just because we do want to take off land off the top of our deck. Shrieking Affliction, I don't think I want that right now. We have no way of discarding our opponent's hand, so there's no point in having that in our hand. See what we're going up against. Looks like blue-white control. It's going to be a little bit of a tough match for us. If it's blue-white humans, might be a little bit better, because we actually have ways to get rid of cards, but Devour Flesh, if it's blue-white control, we are pretty much out of luck there. And, alright, looks like Blue Devotion. Fine with that. We definitely want to get rid of... So the thing with Devotion, you always just want to keep their Devotion count down. That is the main thing you really want to do. And awesome, we're starting to pull into removal. This is exactly what we want. We have another Devour Flesh. I want to use Devour Flesh early on because I don't want him to put down too many permanents to make Devour Flesh less impactful. We do have a Hero's Downfall to be able to kill off Mutavolt as well. Thassa, we can't really do much about that, sadly. But we do have a Liliana as Reaver, which I think we're going to put out to put down some Devotion for Disciple of Phoenix. What this allows us to do is, he is going to get a Scry, but we really have no way to get rid of Thassa, so that is one thing we have to worry about. We should probably put a card like Guild into this deck. I think would be a nice addition. Have a way to get rid of it. Master of Waves. That is perfectly fine. We have our Hero's Downfall for that, and we're able to swing through and make him discard a card, which is awesome because we have just enough to be able to Hero's Downfall as well as Shrieking Affliction. And that should put him, and we're also going to be able to swing through with Liliana's Reaver. So we're going to get rid of the Master Waves. We're also going to get a 2/2 token out of this, which is very nice. But I think Shrieking Affliction isn't going to be too powerful right now. Next turn we can Shrieking Affliction and Disciple of Phoenix and empty out his hand even more. I think right now we just would we just want to worry about not having his Devotion count go up and his creatures going down. And if he does activate Mutavolt, I can just Devour Flesh and kill off one of his land. He's got a Scryland. So unless he plays a creature to block, it's not going to do much. Another Master of Waves. So while that's on the stack, I'm going to Devour Flesh him. What this does is it forces him to sacrifice the Master of Waves before the elementals get on the field. So we have a Thoughtseize as well. So we can Thoughtseize and then Disciple. But that's going to be sort of pointless in my opinion. I think the best route to go is just Shrieking Affliction. He's tapped out anyway, so I don't think there's any point, really. He's going to have to discard whatever card he has in his hand, so... Just an island, so it looks like he was sort of mana flooded. I could play Disciple for another threat, but I don't think that's... Well, maybe. An extra point of damage each turn might be good. 6, 8. I have 8 damage on board right now. It could be 9 damage. It doesn't really change his clock. I just want to hold up stuff. Make him think I have a lot of things. And he is going to be getting chunked for 3 each turn. So this is exactly what my deck is supposed to do. Get some early removal going on until we can start emptying out the hand faster than they normally would like. And so here we could just Thoughtseize, but I think playing Disciple Seeing what he has going on. Rapid hybridization. Alright. Well, that was going to happen regardless of what I played, so. But we still got 2 zombies out of it, so that's still 4 extra damage. Plus he's going to be getting chunked for 3 next turn. So unless he can start playing creatures, he's going to die. So he's going to... Oh, sorry, he's going to take 2. I forgot about Mutavault. I should have just left up mana for Hero's Downfall, actually. So he's going to take 3. Looks like it's going to put it on the top, possibly. Just thinking about it. Alright, looks like we took that game. It's really, really good. It's exactly what we want from Devotion. Like, that is why I kept that hand, is because, especially for Devotion decks, having the ability to just Devour Flesh them right away early on is just extremely powerful. Lifebend Zombie I don't think is very useful here. Definitely bring in all the removal, I think. If he's playing Devotion, we want to keep all that Devotion count down. I think we play more of a control game on the draw, and definitely bring in Duress, I think, because he's probably going to be bringing Cyclonic Rifts and stuff like that if he doesn't have them in already. So what do we take out? Soul Ransom. Soul Ransom, actually, it might not be a bad choice here. Being able to steal one of his Cloudfin Raptors or something. I don't think it's going to be as useful as some of the other cards. I think bringing the Psychic Strikes, though. Especially because if we counter a card that you might want. Underworld Connections, I think, is a little bit too slow here. He did have a slow hand, but I know Mono Blue Devotion is quite fast anyways. I'm going to take out maybe a Duress and a Shrieking Affliction. We'll see how this goes. We'll just have a whole bunch of removal and keep his Devotion count down until we can start building up our own Devotion and possibly hit down a nice Abhorrent Overlord. So we'll see how this goes. Double Thoughtseize and Shrieking Affliction. I think we'll keep this hand. We have Double Thoughtseize. We are playing against an aggressive deck, so that's a little bit... We don't have any removal either, so this is a little bit of a tough decision, but we do have ways to hit his hand, which is, I think, quite important. The worst that we're going to see is a turn 1 Cloudfin Raptor. So that's not terrible. And because we have Double Thoughtseize, I think it's a little bit better. And we have a Scryland as well. This could be a poor choice. He mulliganed to 6, though, so that's good. Alright, so nothing there. So we got a Swamp. I think we... So we have a choice. We can Thoughtseize him now, or we can Thoughtseize him next turn after scrying away something. If we Thoughtseize next turn, we'll be a little bit of a turn behind, possibly giving him some draws. I think we just want to get some information, because it could allow us to just hold back on the extra Thoughtseize if we have to. So he's got Nightville Spectre, D-Sphere, Domestication, Okay, well, Domestication doesn't hit Lily on his Reaver. I think all it hits is Disciple of Phoenix and Grey Merchant. Frostburn Weird, he can't play yet. Mutavault, he can play next. If he if he draws another land next turn, he can play Frostburn. Detention Sphere is sort of bad for us, but I think Nightville Spectre is a little bit worrisome. I think we just take Frostburn Weird here, just so he has nothing to cast next turn. We have another Thoughtseize, so if we want to, we can hit Nightville Spectre or Detention Sphere next. So it looks like he didn't draw. It looks like he just drew into Cloudfin Raptor. That's perfectly fine. Alright, so I think we Temple here, and we Thoughtseize Nightville Spectre out of his hand. Well, possibly. Or do we take Detention Sphere? I think we take Detention Sphere because we have a whole lot of removal we can get rid of Nightville Spectre with. Detention Sphere hits everything of my deck that I need on the field. I need permanence on the field. So, well, Temple, uh, Disciple of Phoenix. I think you want that. It's another way to hit his um, hand, especially because he's sort of getting mana screwed right now. Because we want to be able to get rid of that domestication as well at some point. So I think we take Detention Sphere. Next turn we can Shrieking Affliction. Hopefully the turn after that we can pull into something good. Alright, we're going to be taking some damage from Mutavault, but it looks like he did miss his land drop. So we're just going to get Shrieking Affliction out. So we're going to be taking a little bit of damage here. Hopefully we can stabilize later on. So he did get his land. So he's one land away from playing Night Veil Spectre. But next turn we can Disciple of Phoenix and grab that out of his hand as well. So we did pull pretty nicely here. Sadly, we are getting a little bit mana flooded though, which is a big problem. I think we can island here. No, we don't need an island here. We'll just Disciple. So we can see his whole hand because we have 3 Devotion. That is one thing I like about Shrieking Affliction as well with Disciple is it just adds some early Devotion and be able to see the most. Ooh, Jace. That's a little bit tough. So Jace he can use to find a land for Night Veil Spectre. Night Veil Spectre, if he draws a land next turn, he can play it. Anyways, we have no removal right now. This is tough. He's probably just going to use Jace to -2 and get some cards in his hand. But Night Veil Spectre can pretty much grab whatever he needs. And I don't know if I want to be taking some more damage. I think we take the Night Veil Spectre. He has to draw a land next. No, of course he drew it. Of course. So probably -2, start trying to find some answers. Tidebinder Mage, that's perfectly fine. He can have a Tidebinder Mage. He did get his land drops though, but luckily we did take that Night Veil Spectre out of his hand. Another Temple. So we're going to Temple here. We don't want to draw any more land. Bile Blight. That is a good card. It's removal. I think I want it. Oops. I think we swing into Jace. He could block with Clapman, but at least it takes a creature off. We don't want him to be able to cash in Jace again. We got Lily on his Reaver, so this is something he can't domesticate. He can domesticate my Disciple, but that's perfectly fine. So we know he has a Domestication and a Tidebinder Mage. He can do the Tidebinder Mage now. Evolve Cloudfin Raptor. Doesn't play it. Interesting. So I think we want to kill off Jace. He can block, but keeps his Devotion count down. We'll pass the turn. I don't know. I'm unsure of why he didn't play Tidebinder. So it looks like he isn't on the Aggression, which is what Mono Blue Devotion wants to be on, so that's good for us. He is going to start needing to play some permanents to protect Jace, though. We do need to pull into a Hero's Downfall. We can't have him keep cashing that in. Domestication, that's fine. we have another disciple. Let's just grab stuff out of his hand. I'm pretty sure it's just land in his hand, but it's okay. We want Shrieking Affliction to turn online, so. So I felt fine with killing my own disciple here. It keeps his devotion count down for domestication as well, if he does happen to block. And we still have mana up for Bile Blight. Okay, he's using his Mutavault. That's fine. So we could Bile Blight his Mutavault here, but I don't think there's any point, really, if he's going to be blocking Liliana. Oh, he's going to double block, huh? So that will kill my Liliana's Reaver. Do I want to save it? Because if I don't have any permanents on the field, like Disciple can't kill Jace as long as he's +1ing. We brought in so much removal. I think we can afford to use Bile Blight here to keep our Liliana's Reaver on the field. Well, actually, if I yeah, I think no, I conceded. All right, fair enough. Well, I think he was pretty far behind in that game, anyways. It's possible I was just taking too long with my decision, but I don't know. I think I probably would have just Bile Blighted the Mutavault, get rid of Mutavault, just because we have so much. We boarded in so much other removal for that game. And I think it worked out really well for us, and you got to really see how my deck works. That's what I really like when you have Shrieking Affliction online, especially in that first game when we started to just pretty much, that's the whole plan of this deck, is to get some early removal with Devour Flesh and Hero's Downfalls and stuff like that, and Doom Blades. Keep their permanents off for the first few turns. Get Shrieking Affliction online and start playing down Disciples and Thoughtseizes, as well as just being able to attack their hand from a lot of different ways. And if we keep their side clean, we can swing in with Liliana's Reaver and get some tokens, as well as help even further their hand discard. So my deck really requires answers, and luckily we were able to Thoughtseize the answers out of game 2. And first game we were just able to out-aggress him and keep his devotion count down. So that's exactly what we want to see against Mono Blue Devotion, and it worked out really well for us. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this first game, and be sure to look forward for some more games in the future. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.